The Bible speaks of angels as spiritual beings created by God to serve Him. They are created higher than humans and are divided into three categories: cherubim, seraphim, and living creatures. Cherubim are mentioned in several places throughout Scripture, including guarding the entrance to the Garden of Eden, and God is enthroned above them. Seraphim are only mentioned once in the Bible, in Isaiah chapter 6, where they continually worship the Lord. The Bible also lists archangels, such as Michael, who are thought to be superior to the others, and angelic leaders. However, within canonical Scripture, very little is told about the order or hierarchy of angels. Angels are spiritual creatures. Scripture speaks of the angels' creation only in passing. They are not explicitly mentioned in Genesis 1, so the precise timing of their creation is uncertain. Job 38:7 seems to speak of the angels worshipping when God laid the foundations of the earth. So their creation could well have occurred at the very start of day 1 in the 6-day time frame. Nevertheless, Scripture plainly teaches that angels are creatures, and not eternal beings of some kind. God alone has immortality. 1 Timothy and Psalm 148 is a summons for the angels, along with the rest of creation, to worship. It says, "Let them praise the name of the Lord, for He commanded and they were created." Colossians chapter 1 also indicates that the angels were created by Christ, and therefore are subordinate to Him. They are spirit beings. Psalm 104, and in Hebrew 1-7 and 14, and therefore incorporeal as to their nature, but they are capable at times of assuming at least the appearance, if not the actual, albeit temporary, form of bodily organisms in Genesis and in John. They can do this so perfectly that they are easily mistaken for humans in Ezekiel. But because we know that a spirit does not have flesh and bones, Luke 24-39, we ought to understand that these occasional visible manifestations of angels are an accommodation to the limitations of human perception, and not a lesson about the true and essential character of angels. Angels are personal and moral beings. Angels are always portrayed with personal attributes, including intelligence, volition, and a moral nature. Their wisdom and power are vastly superior to our human abilities. 2 Samuel 14, Psalm 103. But their knowledge is by no means exhaustive. There are things into which angels long to look. 1 Peter 1:12. As well as facts they do not know. Matthew 24. Proof that angels are moral agents, capable of sin and righteousness, is evident from the fact that some did sin. 2 Peter. Jude 6 suggests that they did this by exceeding their legitimate authority and abandoning their proper dwelling. Apparently this was an organized rebellion, led by Satan. The Apostle John's vision in Revelation 12:1-9 seems to refer to Satan's original fall, suggesting perhaps that as many as a third of the angels followed him in his rebellion, and that is why they were cast down. The angels who did not sin are referred to as holy angels. Mark 8:38. Luke 9:26. Angels are personal and moral beings. Angels are always portrayed with personal attributes, including intelligence, volition, and a moral nature. Their wisdom and power are vastly superior to our human abilities. 2 Samuel 14, and in Psalm 103-20. But their knowledge is by no means exhaustive. There are things into which angels long to look. 1 Peter 1:12. As well as facts they do not know. Matthew 24. The angels who did not sin are referred to as holy angels. Mark 8:38, and in Luke 9:26. The Bible speaks of angels as protectors of believers. Psalm 91:11 states that He will give His angels charge concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. In Daniel 6:22, an angel is sent to protect Daniel from the lions in the den. In Acts 27:23-24, an angel appears to Paul and tells him not to be afraid, as God has granted him protection. Hebrews 1:14 also states that angels are ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation. The Bible also speaks of entertaining angels. Hebrews 13:2 states, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing some people have entertained angels without knowing it."